Yo, what's up, world? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing back in. And today, the Bears have made two roster moves that will help us going forward. The first move is a bit of a small move, as they've agreed to a one-year deal with former Packers second-round pick tackle Jason Spriggs, as that just adds some better depth to the Bears' offensive line. He's drafted back in 2016 as a second rounder, and he's been more of a backup throughout the course of his career. He missed all of last year with an injury, so he's coming off a bit of an injury. He hasn't been more consistent with this play throughout his career, so he's basically a guy that's just going to add some depth just in case of an injury or things happen throughout the Bears' offensive line. But the main news of the day, and something I've kind of been waiting to see what they were going to do, is that the Bears have released Trey Burton after spending 2 years with the team. Trey Burton was brought in as a guy that was supposed to shore up the tight end position. He was brought in as a guy who was supposed to be one of those security blankets and top targets for Mitchell Trubisky. He showed some flashes of becoming that guy, but injuries and inconsistent play kind of hampered his time here. And last year, missing most of the year due to injury. And then on top of that, with the signing of Demetrius Harris and also the signing of Jimmy Graham, the Bears had a lot of money committed to the tight end position, with both Burton and Jimmy Graham set to have a cap hit of $8 million this year. I was thinking they was going to keep Burton around so they can use some two tight end sets, use Graham and Burton in different type of ways in the offense. It just kind of mix up the way that they use each of their skill sets, as Burton was more of the speedier tight end and Graham was more of that physical presence, big target that can get over the middle and also be a threat in the red zone. I thought they were going to keep Burton around so they can use him in different ways, but at the end of the day, I think this was a move I was kind of expecting a bit, because of the way that Burton has been unproductive and inconsistent health throughout his tenure as a Chicago Bear. Even when we signed him last year, I thought it was a bit of an overpay, just like Jimmy Graham was a bit of an overpay. But at the end of the day, the Bears released Burton, something I knew might have happened. They might have used him in the two tight end set. I'm just kind of glad something happened, because the Bears had a lot of money invested into that tight end position. And Burton, albeit a good football player, but it's just inconsistent play and just health-wise, is the reason that the Bears made the move to release him. It's just going to open up some more of the offense, I think, because the two tight end sets are kind of out of the window now, seeing that Burton is no longer a part of the roster. So it's just interesting to see how things are going to go with Jimmy Graham as now your main tight end target going into 2020, because Burton was more of the guy you can flex out a little bit. He has more speed. Graham isn't the same player that he was, I say, with his New Orleans Saints years, definitely in the beginning of this time in Seattle. So it's interesting to see how this Bears offense kind of does without the presence of a little bit of a speedier Burton, who's had some production, but I think it was just time for the Bears to make that type of a change and kind of flip things up a little bit. But the news today, the Bears signed Jason Spriggs, but released Trey Burton and his contract. But that is all I've got for you guys today. Make sure that you guys are absolutely staying safe, and I just cannot wait till we return back to some sort of normalcy throughout all this, and just stay safe. Be sure to like the video, comment your thoughts on the move down below, and also subscribe to the channel. We are still on a 1,000 subscriber grind. Anything you guys can do to help push the word of this channel will be 1,000% greatly appreciated. Other than that, I will see you guys next time. APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe and have a great and excellent day. Peace out.
I wanna say thank you to my mom and my daddy for making love the night that you had me. Wanna thank my friends, my sister, and my brother.